Hello everyone. As promised to you in class, I'll be providing a short tutorial on how to apply absolute and relative self-referencing, plus how to use Vlookup function in week 2 tutorials. First of all, let's go to the absolute monthly sales tutorial and let us open our Microsoft Excel Lab 2. So if you look at the absolute monthly sales tutorial, here the sheet provides you a monthly increase of 10% in every month. There are 3 products and across 4 months you need to calculate and predict the monthly sales for February, March, and April. Let's take the first product. So in January, you have sales of 35, and now in February, you need to increase it by 10%. So first of all, you can use equal sign and use a mathematical formula. Calculate 10% of 35. So how do you do that? You take the January sales, multiply by 10%. So 10% you do not type it yourself. Instead, you use the value in B2. So 10% of 35 plus the January sales. Because if you take the February sales are equal to January sales plus 10% of January sales. This is how you calculate the February sales. Now, the important thing is you need to relatively apply the formula for product 2 and 3. But if you drag this down, what will happen, right? It shows you some values which are not correct. You can see product 2, Jan sales and Feb sales are the same. Even product 3, it is the same. So the answer is not correct. The reason here is that the monthly increase value in the first equation, when it goes down to the 7th row, the 10% value, that means the value you need from B2 will eventually go down to B3. You need to stop that. That means you need to apply absolute cell referencing. So what do? You lock the cell B2 using the dollar sign. Now, it's B2 is locked and B6 is not locked. So it properly applies the formula. Similarly, you can use equal February sales plus open brackets February sales once again multiply by dollar sign B and dollar sign 2. I am using absolutely value in B2 without changing it. So drag it down, you can get the sales here. And if you go to the April sales, it is equal March sales plus open brackets March sales multiply by dollar sign B dollar sign 2. Now you know how to drag it down the rest and get the correct answer. So I will be leaving the rest up to you. So carefully read all the instructions in the PDF file and complete this worksheet. Okay. Now, let's go to the next activity. Sharing the screen. So in the lab 2, this is the activity we already completed, and now going to activity 2. In the activity 2, right, now you need to do a little modification to the absolute monthly sales worksheet. Here you are going to use a different function. Now I'm going to teach that function also in this tutorial. This is called if function. Okay, right. Now we are going to use the if function and at the target. Right. Sharing the Excel sheet. Before going to the Excel sheet, look at the guideline. Add a row to show the total monthly sales for each month. Okay, so I'm going to add total monthly sales for each month. So I'm going to remove this. Here, total monthly sales. It's very easy. You can simply use sum function, open brackets, select the January all the sales and use the relative cell referencing. Now the question says, add another row and use the if statement. Now children, I'm going to show you how to use the if statement. If the total monthly sales is 200 or more, then fill in the text as achieved. Else fill in the text as poor. Right? Now let's go back. If it is 200 or more, you are going to display achieved, and if it is, that means else, that means less than 200, you are going to display poor. This is what you are going to do. So look carefully how I'm going to use the if function. Equal if, because I have a choice now, 180 is poor. But I need to display that based on a condition. So I use the if function, open brackets, the logical test within double quotations. Please include greater than or equal to 200. But you need to mention which cell. So value in B9 should be greater than or equal to 200. If that is yes, it should display achieved. If that is no, it should display poor. Now check carefully how I inserted the function. If criteria, value if it is true, value if it is false. So small correction. I think I made the mistake including the double quotation here. Sorry. Yeah. Back again, the function has to look like this. If B9 greater than or equal to 200, value if true is it is achieved. Value if false It has to be 4. Now children, I can easily apply relative cell referencing. What did I do? I simply used, what I did was I used the black cross, click it and drag it across. Because there's nothing to lock, there's nothing to use absolute cell referencing. It's simple relative cell referencing. So that is your activity 2. So I taught you how to choose how to do the activity 2. Now let's go to activity 3. Activity 3, you are going to open Vlookup campus locations spreadsheet. So we are going to campus location spreadsheet and let's see what the question says. Add Vlookup formula into column C. They ask you to add it to column C. These will require an exact match. Now this indicates about the 4th variable. Each formula must retrieve the correct location from the table on the right. Right. If you get it right, you should get this screenshot. Right. Now here you can see the location code displays in column B and there's a location code table here. So H stands for Hawthorne, L Lilydale and P for Praha. So here you use Vlookup to pull the location name from this table to this cell based on the location code. Equal Vlookup, open brackets, what's your lookup value? That is H, that is the value in B4, comma, what's the table array you should search? Here is the table array. Make sure you do not select the column header because column header does not contain data. It's just a heading. Comma, column index number. Which column do you need in column C? You need the second column of your table array. That is column index 2 and you need the exact match. Capital H should match exactly to capital H here. So it's exact match, close brackets, center. You can see H stands for Hawthorne. If you drag it down, then again you have the problem where the table goes down one by one. So table keeps moving down. This is why you don't get the rest of the answers properly. So in order to get the correct answers, what should you do? Get the equation back again and lock your table. Lock the cells in your table array so that the table array does not move down. Instead, it sticks to the same table. Now you get it. Now children, why do you get X and not applicable here? Because you don't have an X here. There's nothing called X. There's no location code called X. So this is the reason that this is not applicable and that is perfectly okay. Right, that is your activity 3. Let's go to activity 4. You're going to go to Vlookup temperature worksheet. Now here, even without reading, you can understand the question. So let me go to the temperature worksheet. You have temperature values. Here you have range of temperatures and a description. But here you need to understand, for example, if you take value 11 here, you don't see an 11 here. Instead, you see number 10. What does this indicate? If Celsius 10 is a cool temperature, still 11 is also a cool temperature. 23 is closer to 21, so you should still feel warm. Or else above 21, now this is a range, above 21 means hot. Now let's see how it comes up. I'm going to look up this temperature value in this array, in this table array, and extract the column 2 suitable value to this description equal Vlookup. The lookup value is the value in B4, comma. The table array is this. Now children, you understand the table array must be locked. You should not let it move. It should be locked, comma. The column index number is then again the second column. You need the second column of the table array. And here, children, the fourth parameter, now you are not going to get the exact 11, the exact match. Instead, it takes the approximate match. Now, if you use the approximate match, you will see that this indicates a cool temperature. If you drag it down, now you can see 23 closer to 21 is a warm temperature. 31 indicates a hot temperature. 40 really hot. It's an exact match. You can see 40 is an exact match. And 16 is closer to 15. And 9, you can see it's a cold temperature because it's below 10. Okay? So this is how you use VLOOKUP and range lookup approximate match. Now let's go to the next activity, that is VLOOKUP phone plans Excel sheet. So VLOOKUP phone plans. Here you can leisurely read the tutorial and apply the formulas. I'll be quickly explaining you how to do the VLOOKUP. So in the VLOOKUP, you can see different phone plans indicated by B, K, T, X, and based on each phone plan, you get a certain number of free text messages, a download limit, and there's a monthly rental. So as you can see here, you are going to look up the value T from this table and extract the number of free text to this cell. Now I think it is quite easy. We look up, open brackets, the lookup value is T and the table array is this. Don't forget that you should do locking, that is absolute cell referencing of the table array to keep or to stop it moving. Close brackets. Column index number. Now be careful. For free text, the column index number is 2, comma. Then again, it is an exact match. You are going to match capital T and capital T, which is the exact match. So it has to be the exact match. Sorry. The column index is 2, comma, the exact match false. Children, I'm not going to do the rest. You're going to do that yourself. And the yearly cost, Now, you know how to do this one, so I'm not going to do the download limit. That is your work. And yearly cost, once again, if you use the VLOOKUP, I know you know now you are thorough with VLOOKUP before and sorry, and the table array is this. You know how to do the absolute cell referencing. I'm not going to teach that. And the column index number that is 4. Try to understand why this is 4 and the exact match. But this is not correct, children, because here it gives you the monthly cost. Here it asks you the yearly cost. So whatever this complete answer, that means the answer that you got through the VLOOKUP function must be multiplied by 12. Then only you get the yearly cost. So you know how to do the rest and how to get the totals. So the rest is up to you. So children, that ends up the Excel tutorial. So I gave most of the guidance and I hope you all will successfully complete the 4 Excel sheets. In the other tutorial, I will give a brief explanation about Harvard referencing.